This is the Week in Sustainability from Sustain.Life. It's where our team of sustainability experts and practitioners share commentary to keep you up to date on developing stories and news.
Hello, and welcome back to the Week in Sustainability. I'm Nick Lusantek, Senior Manager for Sustainability here at Sustain.Life, and today I'm joined by Devin Heater, a Customer Success Manager on our team. Devin, before we get started, can you give us a little bit of background on what you do here at Sustain?
Yeah, as you mentioned, I'm a customer success manager. So it's my job to work with our customers, get them onboarded, and sort of ensure they're getting the most out of our product throughout their journey with us.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us again today. Today, we've got some exciting stories on the climate action front for you. I want to start with the National Climate Assessment, which was released yesterday. The National Climate Assessment is a report that's prepared every 5 years jointly by the major U.S. federal agencies for the President and Congress, and it covers our progress on climate change and what to expect in the future and what are the things we should be doing. As you might expect, this year's report highlighted the many climate risks we are facing if we don't take further action. Excitingly, however, the report also highlighted many of the positive changes we've seen and the opportunities that lay ahead with that change.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they reported that climate action has increased in every region of the US since 2018. Some of the states I was surprised to see as having taken the most mitigation action were Virginia and Texas, two states that I don't typically associate with climate action.
Yeah, I also noticed Florida was high on the list as well, especially when it comes to adaptation actions. What else stood out to you?
So they did a really important thing, which was link climate action to economic opportunity. It's something that we've talked about a lot on this show. They called out that grid expansion and energy efficiency has created new jobs in states like Nevada, Vermont, and Alaska.
Yeah. They also talked about how pursuing a 100% renewable energy pathway would create 6 million net new jobs by 2050, enough to offset the 1 million jobs lost to the fossil fuel industry. So, as more and more of these reports come out and more of the modeling comes out, it's becoming crystal clear that pursuing a clean energy economy is really a win-win for the country. And for our second story today, we wanted to share news on the international climate front. Yesterday, China and the US released statements of cooperation to jointly ramp up renewable energy production with a goal of tripling renewable capacity by 2030. China also agreed to set reduction targets for all greenhouse gases, not just CO2, which is important because China currently does not have targets for gases like methane, one of the most common and potent GHGs. China also agreed to set reduction targets across its entire economy.
Nick, that sounds really exciting, but how much of this is binding versus just being symbolic?
Yeah, you're totally right to be skeptical. This agreement is not as binding as something like an international treaty would be. So most of this is symbolic, but the symbolism is important. In 2 weeks, leaders from around the world are going to assemble in Dubai for COP28, the UN's annual climate talks. And this sends a strong message that the world's largest climate polluter, China, and the world's largest historical polluter, the US, are ready to cooperate. And that's important because in the past, China and America's disagreements have impeded global climate talks. I'd also add that this agreement took months of negotiation between the two sides. Those negotiations, they build trust, they create relationships, and those things can become the foundation for future cooperation. So all in all, I think we do take this as positive news. And that wraps up today's The Week in Sustainability. We'll see you next time.
Sustain.Life is the leading and most comprehensive sustainability software on the market. To learn how we can help your company measure its emissions and take climate action, go to Sustain.Life. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this show on our YouTube channel or your favorite podcast platform. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.